The reason why this is important is because sometimes we do something and then we'll say, I don't know why I did that. And we blame it on impulsivity. And that's really not the case. Maybe you're engaging in this behavior as a way to protect yourself from a perceived threat. Maybe you're engaging in this behavior because you feel like this is the safest route to take. Maybe you're engaging in this behavior because you feel like you've run out of options and this is the only thing that you know. So take a moment to see how these thoughts are impacting your feelings and your behaviors. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Legacy Speaks. My name is Sierra Hillsman, licensed professional counselor and emotional wellness coach. Today we're going to talk about the importance of being mindful of the thoughts that we have towards ourselves. But before we dive right in, I need you to hit that subscription button below. That way you can stay up to date on newly released content on a regular basis. So let's dive right in. When we're thinking about the concept of life transitions, a number of things come up for us, right? I know for me, as I was transitioning from agency life into private practice, there were a number of thoughts that came up for me. Am I able to do it? Is this going to be stressful? What capacity do I have? Can I be consistent? You haven't been consistent previously before. Like all of these different things come up for me or have come up for me in the past. And so when I was navigating that transition, I had to take some time to come downstairs, right? One, what are these specific thoughts and what are the origins of these thoughts? And the reason why it's important for us to identify our origin story for our thoughts is because oftentimes some of these thoughts are not even coming from within. They're coming from society, they're coming from our parents, they're coming from our parental figures, they're coming from people that we do life with, all of that jazz. And so it's important for us to be cognizant of where we are getting this information from and how that's fueling the way that we see ourselves in relation to the world. Take a moment, once again, to come downstairs by taking a pen, writing out each and every thought that you are having as you are preparing to embark on this life transition. And if writing is not your thing, get the notes in your phone, maybe even do a voice note and just get it out. Just blindly write out what those thoughts would be. Then take a moment to check the validity of those thoughts, right? Are those things valid? Do those things hold weight? How relevant are they to your journey? How productive are they to your journey? Obviously, we don't want to be delusional, but we want to be realistic and honest about these particular thoughts. Even when I help clients with navigating transitions, I ask them what emotions are coming up for you in this particular moment and why are these emotions showing up? How are these emotions showing up not only in your behavior, but also in your body? So we want to build that mind-body connection with any emotion. You can feel the heaviness in your body or maybe even the tension in your shoulder, or maybe your heartbeat is racing or it's difficult for you to breathe, or maybe you're super tired and fatigued because you're dealing with that mental warfare. And so take a moment to identify how these thoughts are impacting you in your physical body. Hey, lovely, shout out to you because I know mental and emotional wellness is important to you. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. But lean in really quickly because I know sometimes it's really hard to create a plan and actually sticking to it. So let's take your mental health to another level. Ever wonder what keeps you from fully executing? Ever wonder how you can build the confidence for decision making? Well, guess what? You're not alone and I'm here to help. So head over to mentalhealthgoals.com for your free mental health plan. It'll give you practical strategies for addressing your current mental health needs. But first, you got to tap in. So head over to mentalhealthgoals.com to receive your free mental health action plan today. Do it right now. mentalhealthgoals.com. See you soon. Now, from a behavioral perspective, how are these thoughts influencing your actions moving forward? The reason why this is important is because sometimes we do something and then we'll say, I don't know why I did that. And we blame it on impulsivity. And that's really not the case. Maybe you're engaging in this behavior as a way to protect yourself from a perceived threat. Maybe you're engaging in this behavior because you feel like this is the safest route to take. Maybe you're engaging in this behavior because you feel like you've run out of options and this is the only thing that you know. So take a moment to see how these thoughts are impacting your feelings and your behaviors. Now, even when we're talking about checking our thoughts in relation to ourselves, I need you to take a moment to identify how much of your identity is rooted in this thought. I was talking to a client previously before, and they kept saying, "Oh, I'm impulsive. I'm impulsive. I'm impulsive." Or I've heard other clients say that, "Oh, I have this. I have this. I have this diagnosis." I encourage clients to understand that just because we engage in a particular behavior, it doesn't mean that we need to root our identity in that particular behavior, right? Learn to separate yourself from the behavior. Take ownership of it, take accountability for it, but please make sure that you are not rooting your identity in that specific behavior. Why? Because then we start to perpetuate the belief that this is just who I am. And that's not who God called you to be. Just because you engage in that behavior, it doesn't mean that that's something that's supposed to be a part of your destiny for the rest of your life. I need you to understand that change can occur once you make that decision and that choice. Change can occur once you realize and recognize that there is hope for the future. Change can occur when you understand that there are other options outside of this particular route that you've done or utilized for the duration of your life. And so understand that just because you learn this particular action, just because you've learned this particular behavior, it doesn't mean that you do not have options. Please utilize the power of choice. Take a moment to identify how all these things are interrelated and take a step back and learn more about yourself in relation to this situation, right?
Hey y'all, it's Sierra. Make sure you head over to shoplegacysbks.com to check out the latest gear. As always, we have the classic therapy is dope crew neck as well as tees. So head over to cop your crew neck today. It comes in heather navy, that cardinal red, as well as that beautiful gold that we love to see. So head over to purchase yours, not only for yourself, but also for a friend as well. And we are offering free shipping right now. So head over to shoplegacysbks.com to cop all of your therapy's dope gear and check out all the other additional merch as well.
Even if you're wondering what other options do I have, you can learn through listening to podcasts, you can learn through watching YouTube videos, you can learn by checking out your mentor in your head. You can learn by reading books. You can learn by tapping into those resources by individuals who have been able to overcome whatever it is that you're experiencing. So I say that all to say that everybody has the capacity to change. It all starts with choice. And even as we're talking about not only our behaviors, but going back to the original topic of your thoughts, we can change our thoughts by reframing, right? When we look at a specific thought, when we look at a specific situation, we identify the original thought and we ask ourselves, what are some other perspectives that we can take on? What are some other beliefs that we can adopt about this situation that helps widen the scope a little bit for us, right? And let's just say you're not at a place of being able to reframe, right? We can utilize the skill of thought stopping. If we understand that this particular thought is unproductive, that it causes us to become more depressed, that it creates anxiety, that it causes us to be mentally discombobulated, we do not have to utilize that thought. We don't have to lean into that thought. We acknowledge that that thought exists and we choose not to lean into it by thought stopping. Hey, this thought isn't productive. Hey, this thought doesn't serve me. Hey, I'm not dealing with this right now. Let me distract myself in a healthy manner with an activity that's going to help propel me forward. That activity can be a self-care activity. It can be a distress tolerance activity. It can look like going for a walk. It can look like reading a book. It can look like contacting a friend who helps us with building our sense of self. And so, yeah, I just wanted to take these couple of minutes to remind ourselves that even as we're navigating a life transition, transition, we need to take our thoughts captive and filter through them and gain a better understanding of how we can challenge those thoughts towards ourselves. All right, y'all, I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Legacy Speaks. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and definitely stay connected via Legacy SBKS on everything. Once again, my name is Sierra Hillsman, licensed professional counselor and emotional wellness coach. Be sure to join our weekly newsletter at mentalhealthgoals.com. That way you can stay up to date on new announcements as well as weekly mental and emotional wellness tips, okay? Head over to legacysbks.com and tap in on everything. See you soon.